The self-taught cook is the author of 13 best-selling cookbooks. Did you hear that? Number 13. Now she's opening up about her life. The new memoir, Be Ready When the Luck Happens. She reveals details from a very difficult childhood, her love story with her husband, Jeffrey. I love that part. And burnout working in the White House, which, by the way, led to her very successful career change. We're very happy to say that Ina Garten is live and in color in the studio this morning. We're so glad to have you here, Ina.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Set the scene for us. You're at this job at the White House, a little dull, and you see an ad in the paper that says what? No cooking experience, no nothing.
It was just a tiny ad. It was the first day it was advertised, and it's in the business opportunity section of the New York Times, where they advertise dry cleaners in the Bronx and frozen yogurt stores. and it said a specialty food store in the Hamptons, and I thought, oh, that sounds really interesting. And I went home, and Jeffrey said to me, I said to him, I'm not a government person. I don't like working on policy. Nothing happens in my job. And he said, just do what you love. If you love it, you'll be really good at it.
I know, but
I saw this ad.
Yes.
And he said, let's go look at it.
Let's go look at it. But you have no experience cooking, no experience running a store.
I'd never had employees. I'd never worked in the food business. I mean, I knew how to make 12 brownies for my friends, but I had no idea how to make 1,000.
Brownies, by the way, you said a homemade brownie is a culinary equivalent of love. Isn't that nice? I so believe that. Food is love for me.
It really is.
Yeah, it's true. You also talk about your childhood here, which involved physical abuse, verbal abuse. Whenever I ask people questions like this, I know you write it down in a book and you pick the words you wanted to use to express it. What do you want to get into here? I mean, and why did you want to get into that?
You know, I didn't tell the story of my childhood. Certainly people have had worse childhoods than I did. But I just wanted people to know that you could come from a really difficult childhood and rewrite your own story. That doesn't have to be the rest of your life. That my parents were really critical. They were really harsh, and my father would hit us. It was really rough, and I kind of tried to disappear.
I know it was more than critical and harsh. Your mom said you'll never amount to anything. Your dad said no one will ever love you.
Can you imagine telling a teenage girl nobody will ever love you? But I have this great thing. I walk up Madison Avenue, and somebody leans in almost every block and says, "I love you," and I think it's this great cosmic joke. And I say to myself, I guess he was wrong.
Yeah,
he was
wrong.
One of the things I loved about your story, and this is a page in the book, where you write about being your authentic self and what you know works. I think anybody who's in front of a camera will have those feelings where some marketing exec will say, you need to do this. And you say, no, I know what connects to the viewers. You write this, that while the cameras were rolling, I picked up and took a bite, actually chewed it. Delicious, I said. The director yelled, cut. You can't talk with your mouth full. Martha would never do that. What did you say to yourself in that moment?
I said, I'm not Martha.
Yes.
I'm Ina, and I want to do it my way. And there was this, push-pull of doing it, of just making sure that it was who I am. And I mean, you know this better than I do. It's the only thing that works. If you don't try and act like somebody else on TV.
One of my favorite parts, though, is Jeffrey. Because the love story that you and Jeffrey have, I want to know what he taught you, what you've learned from him, because you've been married a gazillion years, and at one point you decided to separate because you thought, this isn't working for me right now. Tell me what you've learned from him.
In my 20s, because I'd had such a difficult childhood, I always think that he kind of brought me up.
Yeah.
He taught me how to be in the world. He's happy, he's grounded, he's smart, he's funny, and he really taught me that if the two of us want two different things, it's not like he gets to choose or I get to choose. Let's figure out how we can both do what we want to do. And he's just extraordinary.
Oh, you found love in your life. I'm with you, Gayle. I do think food is love.
Yeah, I do.
And so what's so amazing, going back to that comment in your childhood, no one will ever love you, is not only have you found love in your life, but by teaching people to cook, they can say I love you to the people in their life. And it goes on and on. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. And that's what I love about writing cookbooks. It's not like I'm giving people something. I'm giving them the tools to do something for themselves, and when they put down coconut cupcakes in front of their friends.
Your Boston cream pie is on my bucket list. Thank you very much, Ina Garten. The name of the book, Be Ready When the Luck Happens, is in store now.